All right. After this entire week, there's been. oh, Okay, let me just mute myself on the stream so I can see what's going on. This entire week has just been a dumpster fire.
No shit.
Oh my god, Farty, you couldn't last 30 seconds. What am I gonna
Well,
do with
yeah,
you?
okay. So, like, what happened last time was that I was saying things like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't be talking anymore because, well, I keep jinxing shit." A few weeks ago, we were talking about how
Mm.
you know dangerous the R44 was, the helicopter, the Robinson R44, and then
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
fucking a couple of weeks later, one smacks into a fucking radio tower, and
Yeah.
I was trying to mention that, but then the fucking stream wouldn't work. So fucking, you know, I'm blaming that on the R44s as well.
Okay. Yeah. So we couldn't get Kick to be stable. I've been having stability issues on my internet all week. Um, yeah, it's it's been a pain in the neck.
Yeah. Well, it could be worse.
It could be.
For some reason, I just had every second old fuckwit on the road, fucking just doing stupid shit. It was all like they were in fucking cahoots. Um, yeah,
Well,
so I
that's
almost went on a fucking
fun.
gun rampage yesterday.
Yeah, that's fun. I love that for you, Farty. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea. So, Kick isn't the okay. So Kick isn't the problem. It's the fact that they don't have enough servers right now, and yeah, they don't have a whole lot of servers. But I've been having internet connection issues myself, Des. Dester's in the chat. Say hi to Des, Farty.
Hello.
That wasn't creepy at all. Um,
Hello.
oh, that was even less creepy. Thank you, Farty.
Hello, Clarice.
Okay, you can stop now, sir. You can
I'm
stop.
behind you. Behind you. Yeah, that's creepy.
I was referring to the scammer on the first attempt to stream. What do you mean? Oh, the person I had to ban. Yeah, that's inherent to basically everything but YouTube right now. Even Twitch has that issue. And oh god, should Farty? Do we need to start up a Twitch? Do we need to spin up a Twitch for this?
Hmm. Well, what happened?
No, I'm just saying. Should we spin up a Twitch? Get like and then we'll use Restream and go to Twitch and Kick. We'll do both.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Twitch is
Because
way
well,
worse for that. Yeah, there's just bots all over the place on Twitch. So yeah, I've been having connection issues myself. I couldn't get connected to save my life for like the entirety of the week. Like there's been no streaming from me at all. I want to go back to Twitch streaming, right? I want to go back to doing stuff on Jetfax, but I just haven't had the chance. I haven't had the time. Like it's just been like, yeah, you want to connect? Too bad. We're not letting you. And then there's the bot problem. The bots and the scammers. That's another problem. Um, and then yeah, Farty, you were telling that story about like why you shouldn't be talking and talking about the helicopters, and then you had the thought to keep your mouth shut, but didn't about why streaming to anything other than YouTube is because like it's that South Park episode, the cable episode.
yeah, Yeah, I can just see fucking Susan with cock jockey fucking sitting there bloody thinking about all the YouTubers going off their fucking brains and shit, having to fucking come back after fucking, bloody, yeah, trying to fucking find a different alternative and all this, and she's sitting there rubbing her bloody nipples going, yes, yes. And that's why she died of tit cancer, because she was too busy, like, she was getting a bit carried away and grabbing her tits too hard and stuff like that.
Yeah. Um, man, dude, this week has just been garbage. It's been a dumpster fire, up and down. I tried streaming to Twitch. Or Kick rather. I tried streaming to Kick like 3 times. Right? I had the startup screen spinning up and everything, and it just would not go. So I want to apologize to everyone for that. I want to apologize to everyone about the fact that we have to be on YouTube this week, and I really don't want to be on YouTube. I really don't. Especially considering that we've got a community guideline strike, and like one more strike means we can't stream at all for like a month, and then another strike after that means our channel's gone, and we're under like a magnifying glass right now, and it's all because some crybaby whining piece of shit saw our stream and said you can't say that, and we're not going to discuss what it is we can't say because, well, Farty and I both have different speculations on what was said that got us, the strike. But I swear to God, the second Kick cleans their shit up, we're back on Kick.
That's kind of what shits me about this new day and age, where you've got these smug little cunts that are running around thinking that they do know everything because they've got a college education or something like that, which they don't understand that that's only just redder than fucking dumber than what they went in.
Yeah.
They just sort of mosey around this world, interjecting their fucking nonsense, not understanding that they're actually fucking not benefiting anybody but making things fucking worse. And then fucking, coming along going, I don't like what he said because mainstream media told me not to. I got to complain. And then fucking, like, we're not allowed to have a rebuttal.
Yeah.
We're not even allowed to know who they are, so we can say, hey, no, you need to be re-educated, you stupid.
I love that we live in this tyrannical dystopian future. I love the way things are going. I love the fact that anyone who disagrees with anyone can have a muzzle slapped on them just because they disagreed with me. Like Asmongold, right? He had this opinion that in the Israeli-Palestine conflict, right? He had this opinion of it that both sides were kind of just garbage and just
like mine.
Delete what message? I don't know what you're. I don't know what message I'm supposed to delete. I don't see anything. Anyway,
Yeah, like my opinion. Yeah, his opinion.
Automodded. Yeah, I guess. I guess it automodded because I don't see anything. All I see is you in the chat, Des. But yeah, but at any rate, he had this opinion, and now he's banned from Twitch for like 2 weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah, but his opinion is correct. That's exactly what I'm talking about. His opinion is correct because it's the same as mine.
Well, I'm not gonna sit here and say if his opinion is correct or not, because YouTube's just gonna take umbrage with that and put another strike on us, going, you can't say that. Okay, cool. I'm just merely voicing what happened, and now he's banned, and these muzzles that people are put on, and I suppose YouTube is gonna get a bug in their butt about this too, but the muzzle that that YouTube tired of hearing about Project 25. Yeah, we'll get into that in a second here. But the muzzles that YouTube will use just kind of piss me off. It just it's dumb. It doesn't need to happen. This is how echo chambers happen, right?
Yep.
This is how echo chambers happen. Um this is how people become so entrenched in one side being, worse than the other mentality,
Yeah.
by closing people off and that I won't say psychological, but I'll definitely say social. Like, people should have opinions, and there should, like, Asmongold's hot take would have been a mild take at best, 20 years ago. And even then, it would have been like, no one cares about it. No one would have cared about his opinion. And now we're so focused on people's opinion. Hang on, Farty. I need to hold that thought. Please hold that thought. We're so focused. What? I'll hurry up. Just hold it in. People are so focused on other people's opinions that we're making them more and more fucking relevant for the dumbest fucking things.
Alright, in the middle there where I was trying to interrupt you, it's like you were saying about 20 years ago and stuff like that. You just have a look at, like, television, for example. We used to have a TV show in Australia called Kingswood Country. It was about this bloke called Ted Pulpit, and he's got a daughter who married this Greek fella,
Right.
and pretty much there was a racial unity for the Europeans that were out here at the time. They were
Yeah. Farty, I think I lost you there, dude.
This was just before the news, and like Ted would come in and he's like, "Oh, the wogs bloody pinch me Kingswood, or the wogs sitting in me chair, or the wogs pinch me beer, or something like that."
Right.
Bloody wogs fucking this, And during the 80s, there was actually this like group of Greek people that was their sort of shtick. It was like they had traveling like live shows called like Wogs Out of Work and stuff like that. Fucking, you can even see it. There's a YouTuber called Super Wog.
Oh my
Fucking,
god.
yeah, no, and he that's his shtick. He does
Right.
like woggy things, like talks like this or that, fucking, does the whole stereotype. And fucking, like, no one batted an eyelid because everyone thought it was fucking funny, right? Now you do the same, like I see YouTubers now look at movies like American Pie and they're like, "Oh fuck, you couldn't do that shit nowadays." I'm like, "Why the fuck not?"
Yeah, you can't fuck a pie because, someone will get a bug in their ass about someone fucked a pie. I mean, people got a bug in their ass about someone fucking a pie 20 years ago, but that's, it'll be worse now.
Yeah.
Or you know what?
Fucking
Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be like the most base thing ever now, and people will just be like, "Yeah, we should all go fuck pies."
the funniest part about it is like the fucking every single one of them that I see, they watch American Pie or something like that, or even Blazing Saddles, and they're like, "Wow, couldn't do this nowadays," but they don't turn it off,
Yeah,
nor are
they
they
keep watching it.
complaining. Yeah, nor are they complaining.
It's almost
Now
like
you
they
see,
want something to complain
partially.
about.
No, well, that's partially my point there too. Is that fucking it's not gone. Like everybody's opinions hasn't really changed. It's just you're supposed to do it in a social circumstance, but put it in private and all this kind of stuff. Like say even with a reactor who's filming it by themselves and they like sort of letting themselves go a little bit and not remembering that they're in front of an audience or out in public, so to speak.
Right.
They sort of let back by going, "Oh, this isn't too bad," and not actually feigning or showing outrage every time they hear the N word or, you know, um, say you're beating up an old granny or fucking, you know, fucking, oh, fucking. bloody what's his name? Fucking from Married with Children, fucking being misogynistic in his shoe
Mm.
shop, the fat Sheilas, you know. But he,
I am. We're gonna talk about that too a little bit later on. Now that you brought it up.
yeah, yeah,
Um.
like they'll sit there, they'll watch it, they won't complain about it, they won't wince or anything like that. The most reaction I've ever seen, um, any of them do to something that like, yeah, okay, that's a bit too far, is it Firefly, the end episode where the bounty hunter comes in and has what's her name bailed up in the engine room and asks her about if she's ever been had the R word happen to her.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of them sort of like ooh ah, and some of them even crying shit like that, and sort of like, oh, okay, that's yeah, okay, yeah, okay, that's a bit too far. Probably shouldn't put that in a TV show.
I mean, to be fair, it was what's his name who wrote the shows, so
Josh Whedon.
I didn't want to say his name, sir.
No,
Anyway, yeah.
it
But
was the
that's
weed
that's
on verse.
yeah, that's the world we're living in, where you have an opinion of something, and everyone's gonna crucify you for your opinion. It doesn't matter what
Mm.
side of the fence you're on. So I think it's the best time to be a fence sitter, because it's the best way to piss people off. Be a fence sitter, folks. That's the lesson we want you to take away from this segment. Be a fence sitter. All right.
Actually, I want to go back to corporal punishment because doing this passive aggressive shit doesn't work. I reckon we should beat some fucking sense into people again.
On it should go even further back than that. This gentle parenting bullshit needs to go.
Mm.
Like if
That's
I had
like
a kid, man, if I had a kid, I would love the fuck out of them, but human beings are nothing but animals, so
so. Look, there's I had to fucking educate fucking Naomi on her own fucking child, and Susan and Naomi were they were gonna do the whole fucking yeah, there don't bloody chastise the children or anything like that. All lovey dovey kids gloves, all that kind of fucking shit.
no, that's how you raise
And
assholes.
and that's who he was becoming an asshole, and even uncontrollable for Naomi. And I said, look, you don't have to do it all the fucking time, right? You just wait until he does something fucking nasty, like, not the slightest fucking thing. You just give him a light clip on the ass, like not
Yeah.
fucking, full
Don't
fucking
beat the
swing.
shit out of your kid.
Yeah, not full fucking swing, fucking, closed fist haymaker, fucking knock the cunt fucking clear across the fucking room. Just a little, oi, don't do that again. That's enough for him to fuck away. What the fuck was that? And
Yeah,
he'll
it's
fucking run off crying and all that shit. And then the next thing, hey, and then he'll that'll work for a while. And then you go, hey, and he'll be like, or else what? And then you'll do something else, like you'll maybe just like, oi, remember what happened last time? And that'll work for fucking 3 or 4 months, and then he'll
right.
fucking defy that. Then maybe you just might raise your hand. It's like, oi, then that'll work. And then fucking like he'll eventually do something really nasty where you'll just give him that like fucking don't do
Right.
it again.
Yeah,
And then
children
that'll
need a
work for another 3
balance um of reinforcement, right? You need
mm,
reinforcement. You don't need don't do just positive reinforcement. Don't do just negative reinforcement. Like
yeah.
sometimes you need to fucking swat your kid. We're animals. All right? Human beings are animals. I can't tell you how many times I've been in the fucking I've been in the supermarket, right? Grocery shopping. And I've just wanted to rip someone's fucking throat out for being like you know those assholes who walk up behind you and they get up right up on your ass. And I'm like,
mm.
dude, what the hell? There's plenty of room behind me. Why are you trying to insert yourself into me? Back the fuck up. Give me like 2 feet of space. I don't want to feel you breathing down the back of my ass crack. But we're animals, and that's the point that I'm making is we're animals. All right?
Yeah.
We have animalistic urges. We have animalistic desires. The only thing that separates us from the animals is that we have slightly higher capacity for intelligence, slightly higher capacity for speech. And I say slightly because I don't think we're that much more evolved than the fucking than the fucking common house cat. Okay? I don't think we're that much more evolved. I think as an ape, right? We are prone to these urges, to these needs, to these desires, right? And we act on those desires. And we act on those, and it's becoming more and more apparent every day. And it's becoming more and more um commonplace every day to just act on your desires, right? To just go ahead and say, fuck it. I'm just going to go ahead and put a brick through this guy's face because, he's white. Or because someone somewhere else farted. Or pick a reason. Um,
Well, it wasn't all just like fucking getting up the kid and all this kind of stuff.
right.
And especially it wasn't like every small little thing. Like I remember there was this one instance we went on the convoy for kids one day and it ended up at the Homebush Bay, but where the Olympic site is, and fucking they had some kids rides there, and Jai was playing on the jumping castle, and he accidentally bumped into this little girl, and she went fucking flying, and I was looking at the parents, and of course, their parent was fucking looking around like, yeah, the fuck kid was that? Blah, 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 blah. So I called Jai over, and he's used to fucking his mum fucking having a go at him, and he's like, oh, I don't want to go off. I was like, no, it's all right, man. I just want to come and talk to you. So he bounds over and I said, listen, man, you got to be a bit careful there, man. You kind of knocked her a bit hard and you hurt her. And he's like, I didn't mean it. And I said, yeah, I know, but just be careful, all right, mate? And he's like, okay, all right, off you go. And in some cases, that's all you need, And you know what he did? He went back and fucking, went up to her and started fucking playing with her. And I never told him to do that. He just went and did that all on his own. So fucking, but the kid wasn't fucking bad, and bloody, you didn't have to fucking get the shits with him all the bloody time like his fucking mother did.
Yeah. And I do agree with Des. If you do it right, one is enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, exactly.
but yeah. Human beings are animals. Like there are things animals only respond to. There's certain stimuli animals only respond to, and
Well, just
sometimes
look
you
at
have
cats.
to just fucking give in to the wild side and not beat the shit out of someone, not beat the shit out of your kid, just a fucking pat on the ass. They're throwing a tantrum in the middle of the store, pat on the ass.
Well, just look at cats.
Yeah.
If they don't like each other, they'll just resort to kicking the crap out of each other.
No, yeah.
Like,
They start out with, "Hey, I'm annoyed." They start growling, right? Cats start growling at each other. What's the next step? They walk away. Cats walk away. The other cat follows. The first cat will growl. Okay, cool. You're not listening to me. I asked you to leave me alone. I'm growling one more time. And then the cat goes, "You didn't listen to me." And then they start booping, right? They get that little fucking paw boop, and you hear the whack against the other cat's skull, and that was like, I told you to stay away, right? And usually that's enough for the one cat that's been an asshole to just walk away, right? Like, oh shit, he means business, right?
yeah.
If anything, human beings can learn a lot from cats.
Yeah.
A good fucking punch on some grown dude's jaw. Okay.
Well, that's my rationale. You give enough warnings and all this kind of stuff, but if it gets to a point where you just do
Right.
boop them in the snoot, it's sort of like, well, you had enough warnings. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'll fucking knock you in your fucking snot box if you don't leave me alone.
Mm.
And then if we can come to an agreement afterward, I'll buy you a beer.
Yeah, well, if you're still here after all the warnings, well, then obviously you wanted it.
Yeah. Farty, is that the she was asking for defense?
Well, that's
I'm
no. Well,
kidding. I'm kidding.
see, I can't. Well, fuck. Um, certain circumstances, we had three challenges. So stop, roll, shoot, stop, bang,
Right.
and it can happen that quick.
Yeah.
Um, fucking. And that's kind of the rationale that I have in civilian life as well. If someone's really fucking pissing me off, I'll start giving warnings, and after a period of time, and well, fuck, okay, I've given enough. I've given well more than enough. If you're still fucking here, well, you definitely fucking want it. So here it comes.
Yeah. Get
Yeah.
ready, 'cause here it comes.
And
Um. Yeah.
that goes male and female too, because like,
Oh yeah.
the
We're getting
warnings,
to
the
the.
warnings, the warnings get more and more fucking sort of scary and more, designed to, like, okay, you really don't want to be here anymore, so here's your opportunity to fucking get the fuck out now,
Yeah, and we're
kind of
getting to the
thing.
point in reality where, um, personally, and I'm not advocating for this personally, but personally I see this, and I this is the way I feel the direction is going. Um, we're getting to the point where I personally see that women have lost their man ain't gonna hit you card.
Yeah.
Cause
Well, see, it was never there.
what's that?
That was a myth. That was a myth. I mean, like, every time they say that there is no excuse to hit a certain demographic, whether it be fucking nurses, teachers,
Right.
women, fucking whatever, you best but fucking bet that there are 1,000 different fucking reasons, right? And, like, bloody, how fucking bullshit is there an excuse to not hit a fucking Sheila, especially like we had this one fucking baldy ass bitch come up and just
Farty,
punch
we
a
can't say
random
that.
fucking,
That's the
huh?
wrong opinion, Farty. We can't say that.
I'll show you the footage. You'll say, okay, she's a
I
bully ass bitch.
Farty, I know. Farty, I know. I'm just trying to
Anyway,
be YouTube friendly right now.
well, it's not description. Yeah, she's a bully ass and she's a bitch because she came up and fucking punched some other Sheila's bloody poor little toddler right in
No,
the
yeah,
fucking
I saw
face.
that. I saw that one, and she got her fucking her shit wrecked if I remember right. Or am I thinking a different video? I might be thinking a different video.
You're thinking a different video. This happened in South Australia where this fucking Sheila with no hair just goes up to this other lady and just punches her toddler in her arms right in the fucking face and then just stomps off. Fucking
I mean, to be honest, if I had a kid and someone had shot, and then someone had hit my kid, I would go. I would shoot. I would be down to shoot that person.
well, you could punch that Sheila in the face. Not a fucking problem.
If it were my
It's
kid,
like that.
I
And
would be
that's a
defending my
running
kid.
gag I got in the comment section too. It's the no excuse to hit a woman, valid excuse number, and then I just go on the fucking number on the number pad, just any generated number. And fucking,
It's like
then I put like punching random toddlers or something like that.
it's like a game of number munchers.
Yeah, pretty much random number generator.
No, no, no. You do you know number munchers?
No,
Have you never played it? So it was
no.
this educational edutainment game. It was really fucking cool back in the day. And you played these little green alien dudes that were just like ET kinda. And they would go around, and that's the best description I can conjure in my head. And you would go around, and they'd be like, "What's 1 plus 1?" And then you would like munch two, right, to signify that's the answer. Or it was either you munched the right answer, or you munched all the wrong answers. I don't remember, but the point is that they would munch numbers, and it was such a fucking fun game. Um, yeah.
Well, there was even another one. So here's another one, right? There was these two young girls that were on this bus, and I can't remember what state this was in. And there was this blind Aboriginal fella that was sitting on the bus, and they were starting to fucking abuse him for being Aboriginal and being racist and all this kind of stuff. And then and he was trying to ignore it and all this kind of stuff. I think he might have also been partially deaf, and when he wasn't um, reacting to it, they started actually like pushing and stuff, and then the push became a punch, and then one of them socked him right in the jaw.
Right.
There you go. Now that I reckon is excuse to fucking frog march and vibe, like giving him a bloody
Yeah.
G-string friggin' wedgie to the door of the bus, and then just like drop punting
We're
them off the fucking bus.
yeah, we're getting a little off the beaten track here. This one's definitely this one is definitely gonna get fucking deleted. So I'm gonna download this as soon as this is done. Um,
Hang on, hang on. I say this shit all the time, but hang on.
Farty, the difference is we weren't on a community guideline strike. The difference is we weren't under we weren't in a petri dish under a microscope.
But I can't help if I'm only describing a certain circumstance.
Oh
Like,
no,
for
you're
instance,
good.
right,
You're
another
good.
interesting observation. Another interesting observation is we've got this woman called Lydia Thorpe,
Uh-oh.
and there was this story about her getting assaulted and that it required surgery. And I said, "Who booped her in the snoot? I want to buy them a beer." And well, several people like that, and there's this ad that was going around that was saying like, well, to violence against women, Australia says no. Well, it clearly says here otherwise.
I say nothing. I say nothing. Moving on. Did you know that Disney's trying to find a home for the revival of there's an animated revival of Married with Children, and Disney's trying to find a home for it.
Crikey.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say I'm not too excited about the prospect because it's gonna get canceled after the first joke. It's like that
Or
episode
they're
of
going to shitify it.
American Dad.
Or they're going to shitify it.
Oh God, it's gonna be so terrible. There is no hope. There is no world uh post 1998 where Married with Children works anymore. And it's not going to work anymore because of the fucking woke brigade. And that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
That's all there is
Well,
to
that's
it.
a roundabout way getting back to the point.
What's that? What was that, Farty?
That was a roundabout way of getting back to the point.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm not excited for the prospects. Um Now there's been a lot of talk about so our next topic is there's been a lot of talk about Project 2025 and about how Trump said he was and this is the third party information, okay? This is third party information. This is third party of a third party telling this story that Trump allegedly said that someone said that Trump said that, and you see like this urban legend bullshit going on. Great. That Trump said he wanted a what was the word I was looking for? Um, wanted an army like Hitler had, and
No, that's not what he was supposed to have said.
I don't know what his exact words were. All I know is if there's and they claim there's video of it. They claim there's video of him saying it. Well, if there is, I want to see it released. I want to see it released and I want to see it in its entirety so I can make the call for myself. I
Okay,
don't
what he was supposed to have said was he wanted generals, and that puts it into a fair different perspective.
right.
And in the context that I would take it in is like someone who's a military historian or something like that, you're looking at sort of like people like Ludendorff or Rommel or so and so people like that, von Stauffenberg, who were not the nasties.
Right.
They were Wehrmacht. They were proper soldiers. They were actual, like, proper tacticians and generals and logisticians and stuff like that. They weren't like party line members. And they would be people that you would want. Like Rommel is one of the greatest tank commanders in history.
Right.
Um, that's what he's recognised as. Um, he mastered the art of blitzkrieg and used it to full advantage. And fucking in the Western Desert, he was pushing the entirety of the Commonwealth forces backwards until he met the Australians and the Anzacs and went, "What the fuck was that?" Oh shit! Fuck! Shit! Fuck! Run! Anyway,
Um,
bloody
and that's, yeah, Dester has a really good point, and that's kind of where I was gonna go with it myself. That if there was video, you'd have seen it on every news station. Yeah, and
yeah.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Um, but at
But
this point,
just the same context though that like, oh well, because he said generals, that just means only one thing. No, and being Trump, he would have seen that end of it, not any other end of it.
yeah, and even still, the election is 9 days away, and I can't wait for it to be over. I can't
But that
wait for it to
also
be
sort of
over because I want to be free of these political ads at least for another few months until they start doing some stuff here in Wisconsin.
yeah. But that also does sort of go with something like in Project 2025 as well. That whole, oh well, he said this and blah 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 blah. But I've read into it as like, yeah, because he would have seen all the attributes that these people had, as opposed to,
Right.
and this goes with me as well. How many times have I said, well, if it wasn't for all of that, we wouldn't have the computing that we do now. We wouldn't have the satellites because of rocketry, and we wouldn't have had the and jets and blah 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 blah.
Right.
That was a necessary evil that we actually had to have. But in this kind of an instance, Project 2025 reads like those Democrat um, TikTokers that are trying to scare people with Trump's policy, and
Oh,
they
it
just
was
read out Trump's policy,
entirely
and you sit there going, yeah, and yeah, we want that. That's what we want. What's your problem? What's the big deal? Fucking all this kind of shit. Project 2025 reads like that. It's all fucking supposedly fucking like common sense shit, like fucking keep the fucking family together because fucking a full family breeds better kids and shit like that. Fucking
right.
out of trouble and fucking better adjusted and fucking keep the fathers around. Bloody yeah, everyone, people should be working on all this kind of stuff. Fucking, like just normal fucking shit that you cunts have been doing for God knows bloody how long already, and all of a
Right.
sudden it's like, oh God, it's fucking terrifying to
Right.
the Democrats,
So,
anyways.
and it was something written by the, and I was gonna actually talk about this, Des. It was actually written by the Heritage Foundation, which is a Democrat controlled organization. It's not Republican by by
And
any stretch.
all you should really take Project 2025 is if the fucking Democrats are scared of it, then that's exactly what you don't want.
Yeah. Um I I'm so tired of seeing it too because like I just saw the dumbest ad to vote Democrat I have ever seen, and it was on Twitter, and it was right before you hopped on, Farty, to like get the
Mm.
ball rolling on the stream today. It was the dumbest ad I have ever seen. It was this guy who's like watching porn on his phone, and he's like beating off, and there's a Republican congressman shows up and sits on the guy's bed, and he's like, "I'm your Republican congressman. You can't watch porn anymore. I'm gonna make sure you don't watch porn anymore. I'm gonna sit here and watch you." I'm like, okay, let's talk this through. Republicans are known as penny pinchers, right? So,
Uh,
That's what they're known for. Is they're known for wanting to want to allocate money to only where it needs to go.
Well, I was going to say, well, if they go out and buy too many guns, but then guns are an investment, man. So I guess you got a point.
At any rate, um, they're known as penny pinchers, at least politically. They're known as like, oh, they're gonna stop paying for welfare and all this shit. Okay, listen. If a Republican doesn't want to pay for welfare, if he doesn't want welfare to be on the thing, right? Why the fuck are they going to add money to like stationing a Republican congressman in everybody's fucking house to watch your every fucking move to make sure you don't watch porn and beat off? How fucking
But
dumb are you?
but I thought the Republicans were for smaller government.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought they didn't want to spend money where it didn't need to be spent. Seriously.
But the same Democrats in the next breath will also go, how come it costs $500 for a fucking toilet seat in the White House? We'll let the maintenance guy have to spend $25,000 on a hammer.
Yeah, because it was the Democrats who put the maintenance guy in there to begin with, and the Democrats who were just like, hey, you know what, I don't care, hire an interior decorator.
You know, how come your infrastructure's falling to bits because it costs 65 times the amount it actually costs to put a fucking bridge in, to put a bridge in, because the Democrats will just fork out any old fucking number you'll give them.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not. I'm going to be very pleased, one way or the other, right? Even when the Democrats steal the election, because that's what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to steal it, and there's no doubt in my mind that Kamala Harris is going to be the next president of the United States. Um,
Well, if that happens, you're in a civil war.
mm,
No one's buying it this
yeah,
time.
it'll be Civil War, sure, for all of 2 weeks, and then it'll be World War III. So, it doesn't matter. Um, so
And
one way or the other, let's just hurry this up. Let's just coronate Emperor Harris.
well, this is kind of a bit of a segue into BRICS, because fucking I was kind of considering that fucking BRICS didn't really need to do anything to America because, well,
They
they're
don't.
gaining enough strength as it is,
Yeah, they
and
don't.
America is on its way down the stairs. Um, fucking and like they just need to be patient. But then I thought to myself, well, there's nothing stopping them from giving you a little push. I mean, it wouldn't hurt them. It'll just hurry things
Yeah.
up. And as a result of the BRICS forum that they had in the last couple of days, Putin came out and said pretty much what I've been saying the whole time, that if Trump gets in, he'd be more receptive to talking and stuff like that, and reckons that he'd probably get a better reception than what he's been getting the last 4 fucking years, which is true.
Right.
China's been basically, well, China mentioned about fucking the shit that's happening in the Middle East around Israel and all this kind of stuff, and some people in my end are sort of wondering whether that means that China might get involved in ground forces in the Middle East, and that's not really off the cards when you consider that a couple of years ago, as a part of BRICS, that China and Russia had said that, yeah, okay, if America wants to have a crack at you, we'll fucking stand up for you, and that was an incentive for a lot of small countries
Yeah.
to join up. So it wouldn't put it past that there's a lot of their allies, like there's Iran's a founding member, there's a couple of other countries there that are now signed up, like Saudi Arabia and all that kind of stuff, that yeah would you know probably host Chinese troops and stuff like that. Um, Now, another thing that was a result is Professor Mersheimer and Doug McGregor and fucking there was another bloke. Um, we're all pretty much convinced that what BRICS wants to do they're probably going to start as of next year.
Yeah.
So
It's
that's fucking basically the end of us.
yeah.
And if they really do want to start their shit, it'd be in best interest to fucking just flick the fucking the American chess piece off the table. And because if Trump gets back in, that means like what they realistically want to do is they want to keep America now in a position where like all of these other countries were for the last God knows fucking how long, and that's not in a financial position to stand on their own 2 feet like they are now. And this was the one thing that was going to be the worst possible thing that the fucking Democrats were going to do to us this time around, and was what I was fucking screaming into the ether about before it even happened, was that they were going to financially cripple you to the point that Russia and China could very well be in the position that they are now.
Yep.
And there is nothing now that can be done about it because America is that fucking weak that even if Trump does get in, there's every little chance that they'll get to a position where they could counter anything like BRICS. But even if they do, it's not in China or Russia's best interest to have a strong America ever again. So they're going to keep batting you cunts down forever and a day now. You're fucked. That's it. You're done.
Oh yeah, I know. Even if Trump gets into office, we're fucked. Um,
Yeah.
Dester says Arizona opened a microchip factory, so that's more pressure on Taiwan. That's actually not more pressure on Taiwan, um, because one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to keep the fab open, right, the fabrication facility open, or it's going to get shuttered, and it's going to be it's going to go down one of two ways, right? Like there's a binary here. It's not going to do okay. It's not going to do like it's not going to be middle ground is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I
Um
know why it won't work.
but the microchip factory being open doesn't put more pressure on Taiwan. It actually takes pressure off of Taiwan, and it allows Taiwan to compete in a little bit more of an open in a little bit more of an open setting.
Well, supply and demand, and the demand is too high for the supply.
Right.
All that'll mean is it'll take the pressure off the global thing over the global supply. But here's where it won't work. I distinctly remember fucking Potato fucking being at one of these fucking presser thingies where he usually fucking butchers fucking some fucking word and makes a hilarious meme out of it. Opening up a chips factory in Arizona, basically saying that it was one of his incentives. So being as how he's
Which
got
it
his hands
wasn't.
all over it, I guarantee you it was fucking it'll be mismanaged up the fucking corrupt as shit and it'll end up being a big money pit that'll fall through in about a year.
Dester says it was referring to the fact it'd be less of a priority of defense because Taiwan was our main supplier for microchips. Um,
Well,
no,
that's true too. Hang on, no, that is true too. But fucking, that might also too be the political climate in Taiwan as well. See, what you Yanks aren't being told is that there could very well be in the near future the public opinion will vote in a China Populist Party that will actually end up fucking, um, fucking just siding back with China and becoming the one nation fucking thingy doodle anyways
yeah,
by their own volition.
yeah, that
So
makes
this all
sense.
this might all be for fucking nothing.
Yeah, the biggest problem, the only thing that we really have to worry about is that fab is actually owned by China. So that's going to be the thing. Either it'll get taxed to hell or it'll stay open. Either uh it'll either be taxed as hard as our Democrat overlords here in Wisconsin decided to tax the shit out of Foxconn, which was a Chinese company to be honest. But it'll either be taxed to hell and it'll just move and then there'll be an empty building, or
Well,
they'll just
if
deal with it.
if if they have a fucking brain, they'll actually seize it under some strategic fucking powers act or something like that because it is a defense commodity.
They'd
And you
seize
don't
it
want to
under
lose.
eminent
You
domain,
don't
but
want to
yeah.
lose that. You don't want to lose the machinery because that's the most integral part of it. Is the machinery that makes it.
Right.
because you think it's difficult to make the chips. It's even more difficult to make the machinery that makes the chips because they've got to make the little tiny little, and you got to make the little tiny things to make the tiny thing move. Tiny thing.
Yeah.
Fucking, they're very fucking intricate fucking machines,
Yeah.
and there's a reason why there's only a handful of them
The
on the planet.
cheapest the cheapest piece of equipment in a silicon conductor factory fabrication unit is the electron microscopes they use. That's the cheapest thing they need. And electron
Yeah,
microscopes are like hundreds of thousands of dollars for
yeah,
like a crappy one. For a crappy one, there are hundreds of thousands of dollars. Um,
yeah. Just think, you've got to make a part, right? You've got to make an arm that comes down to a working part head that is fractions of nanometers. It's got parts that are fractions of nanometers in width that make up to a nanometer part that makes nanometer things in chips and shit like
yeah.
that.
And a nanometer
And
is what? The width of a human hair? No, it's
yeah,
hat.
someone has to make the tools that make the bits that make that part that makes that head.
Yeah. It's insanity. So
Mm.
the it's not really I don't think it's a defense issue. I think it's more of a China buying more American real estate, and like they've been on this for the last 30 years. This they've been on this very thinly veiled, um very slow boil the frog technique of invading the United States. And I think it's to the point where they don't have to invade us anymore. They can just install politicians that have their worldview and sell us out to the lowest bidder, and that's what has been happening over the last 30 years.
Well, the invasion, well, it has already been happening. I mean, the
Yeah.
people, it's like part of migration,
Mm-hmm.
but like legal and illegal.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are right. They've gotten into corporations. They've gotten into, politics and all this kind of stuff. The same thing's happening out here. We're getting members in of parliament and stuff like that. Uh, we've just had a politician be outed by ASIO as a spy. They won't name him. And I'm telling you, there's about three more.
At
Fucking,
least. At least.
yeah,
And
yeah,
there's
yeah,
for every like 3 that you guys have, there's like 12 that we have.
yeah. Well, there's one obvious, and there's two that are a complete unobvious, and you'll never guess them if you tried. Fucking, and they're not even Asian. Fucking, fucking, which is the funniest part. We even had there was this one press conference, you can look this up too, where like this Asian Sheila was at the back of this fucking press conference, and all of a sudden, like all the TV cameras are sort of like focusing on her. It's like, who the fuck are you? Wait, who are you? Who are you? And she started covering her face and running off and shit. It turns out she was a CCP agent and fucking trying to
Yeah.
stand over another fucking reporter, trying to shut him up. Um, fucking we've discovered CCP fucking police stations in Sydney, and there was a report that came out a couple of years ago, and this is about 4 or 5 years after I'd already figured these out. And I've been actually trying to fucking coerce these little cunts to come out here, try and give me a warning or something like that. Because well, fuck, it's a long way to the shop if you want a sausage roll, buddy boy. Um, Anyway, fucking but yeah, then like in the newspaper it was saying that like, oh yeah, fucking a joint intelligence fucking thingy bob had found like these bloody police stations all over the world, even in like places like New York City and fucking, and there was like one in Sydney, and I'm like, oh no, there it is. used to go into Sydney to the CBD, and it was disguised as like a tourist joint.
Right.
You go upstairs and into this back office, and like it's like some Chinese cultural fucking centre mob fucking thingy bob, and you just go in and you say, "Oh yeah, Xi Jinping looks like
Oh,
Winnie the Pooh,"
Christ.
and it's like, "Oh, fucking get out, you motherfucker!"
It flexed even during the last rainstorm it had.
What the way, baby?
What? So if China doesn't make a move soon, it may not have the ability to do so. No, oh god, dude. I would love to explain to you how deep the rabbit hole is, but we don't have that kind of time.
Rabbit hole on what?
And you definitely, I don't even have the brain capacity to explain it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He doesn't think that China has, he doesn't think China will maintain the ability. Message before got blocked. Okay, hang on. Let me feed. I can't see these things that are getting automated. So give me a second here. This is so dumb. For fuck's sake. Nope, it's not even here. It's not even in here. Okay. It's not even in here. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Oh, lovely. YouTube is saying that it's not receiving enough video.
Well, it's just cleared up for me.
The Three Georges Dam is going to burst. It's not a matter of if, but when. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense in the context of everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on from this topic. Just because we'll be here all day talking in circles. Apparently Trump went on Joe Rogan last night.
Yeah, I was actually falling asleep to that constantly just before we went on the stream.
He started talking about, like, from what I'm understanding, and I could be completely wrong, he started talking about Robert E. Lee right away. And I'm just like, God damn, dude. This was one of the times where Trump should have just shut his fucking mouth. Like, you're under a massive fucking microscope. You're under the Hubble Space Telescope, right? And it's beaming right fucking at you, and it's watching your every fucking fart. And you bring up,
I had no idea. I went to sleep a dozen times.
YouTube already deleted the podcast episode Trump was on. Oh wow, that seems like a thing YouTube would do, because Trump was on it. It had nothing to do with whatever content that was on it. It was just they deleted it because it was Trump.
I also heard that fucking when Trump does get in, that he directs like the FTC or something like that to go after like YouTube for being a publisher when they said that they weren't, and then fucking 100 million counts of it, and then the attorney general goes after him for umpteen zillion counts of fucking breach of freedom of speech and all this kind of shit for censorship, and fucking just totally fucks him up.
Yeah, I think if you're taking government money, which YouTube is, they're taking government subsidies, then they should be forced to follow the letter of the American law. And if
none of this, we were a company and we're an entity under ourselves nonsense. No, you're in America and you're fucking taking money from the American government, so fuck you.
Yeah, and then there were Democrats came out and were like, oh well, Trump wants to remove protections from YouTube. Good. Remove those protections, because YouTube is deciding that it can alleviate itself of these protections from being sued if someone does something stupid, right? They've decided that they can handle it themselves. Okay, that may be the thing, but they're not gonna protect themselves the next time they had the next how do I word this? The next time there's a Tide Pod fucking trend, YouTube won't be able to protect themselves. Yeah, they might be able to protect themselves in court, but they won't be able to protect themselves from the PR landslide that'll hit. TikTok barely survived that.
See, like, yeah, this is the thing with like they went to famously went to court back in Dodgers day by saying that like they weren't a publisher, and that
Oh, and they're
was how
still
they were
doing it.
saying that. Yeah, but that was how they got away with this, saying, "Oh, but we're immune to everything that went on." But then, if you have a look at like during the pandemic and all this kind of stuff, by fucking taking videos down that didn't go with the narrative, and then putting the community notes underneath the description, fucking
Or, still continue it after the pandemic and
yeah,
um
yeah, yeah. That seems like fucking publisher thing to me.
yeah, that
But,
definitely seems like
but
we're deciding what goes on our website and not
well, that's
opposed
the thing.
to
They're editing and publishing.
yeah.
So they're dictating what goes up. So they're a publisher.
Yeah. They're not a platform. YouTube is
Yeah.
not a platform. Kick is a platform. Kick doesn't give a shit what you do because Kick is protected from whatever bullshit you do as a entity, as a creator, as a whatever on that platform because they don't care. Well, I mean, I'm sure they care. And right now it's the Wild Wild West for Kick. And I'm not saying they're the greatest website ever. I mean, look at how many problems we've had just this week with them. Uh, Compounded with the problems I've been having with my own connection stability.
Ever tried Rumble?
No, I haven't.
Mm,
I mean, if you want to start
Fucking
slapping these up on Rumble, go for it.
yeah. Fucking
Farty, you have my permission. Go through and download the videos. I think you have access to the back end where you can just download the videos and make a Rumble.
he thought back end.
Shut up, asswipe. Um, yeah, I don't know. But Trump should have just kept his mouth shut on Rogan.
Well, that would have led to a very, very, very one-sided fucking conversation.
I'm just talking about. I just mean in the context of fucking Robert E. Lee. Like the problem is not Robert Lee, right? It's not Robert E. Lee. It's the fact that he's associated with very racially charged things right now. And since everybody has a bug in their ass about race and about people looking different, um, we're in this fucking hellhole spiral, and Trump knows this, and fucking he's still going on. He's still going on about shit that he should not be talking about. It worked for your first campaign. It did not work for your second campaign.
Robert E. Lee, Robert E. Lee, he does a little wiggly pee. Fucking hell. Alright, so it fucking wasn't funny then.
No, it wasn't funny. I'm sorry, Farty. Not everyone's a banger, okay? Not everyone's a banger, but it's okay, Farty. We still love you.
Fucking yeah, no. I fell asleep for that.
Here's some interesting news. Crunchyroll was apparently stealing someone's fan mail. And
How does that happen?
huh?
How does that happen?
I don't know. If you sent any, dear friends, if you sent me anything care of Funimation or Crunchyroll in the last 5 years, I apologize. I did not get it. I learned yesterday that Crunchyroll opened my private mail, threw away your letters, and passed out any included items to their staff. Isn't I'm pretty sure that's a federal crime.
Yep. Oh well,
Um
hang on. Where's Crunchyroll?
what's that?
Where is Crunchyroll? Is it in Japan?
No, it's a United States organization.
Oh yeah, absolutely federal offense. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's
Fuck your
definitely a
asshole
federal
job.
level crime. I was being
Uh,
what is the
interfering with mail,
huh?
with mail theft. Mail theft.
Yeah. In Australia it's mail theft. In here it's just tampering.
Oh yeah, that's two. Um, so it's the act of theft with for the act for the purpose of tampering. So yeah, you can
Yeah.
have two charges.
Um yeah, why am I not shocked that Crunchyroll would do something heinous? They stole a bunch of people's money to make bullshit shows that took 5 years to release. Let's see. Postal inspectors are gonna pull Crunchyroll inside out. Yeah, hopefully, and hopefully the Crunchyroll will be dead by the end of the week. Um, yeah, good job, Crunchyroll.
You know what Crunchyroll should do? They should start drawing pictures and publishing them of Allah, and
Oh
then
no.
thumbing their noses to ISIS, and then hopefully when the postal inspectors come to raid the place, so will ISIS, and then take care of each other
Oh
while
my
while
god.
the Crunchyroll staff hide.
Oh no.
Charlie Hebdo, anyone?
Uh, thank you for dragging me to hell with you, Farty. Um, I saw Epstein trending on Twitter. I was gonna talk about whatever there was there, but um, it's just the same dumb Puffy Diddy bullshit and other bullshit. Um, that yeah.
Or there's a Sky News story about fucking bloody Beyonce going or fucking Kamala Harris thingy me doodle. And I was like, oh, look, another one of sort of P. Diddy's mates fucking going to a Kamala the convention thingy.
Oh yeah. Oh, you reminded me. I wanted to talk about that a little bit today. What was it? Was it Friday, Saturday, whatever, Monday? I don't remember. It was between Friday and Monday, right? The Friday before, not yesterday, obviously, but last Friday and last Monday, where someone was at a Harris rally and said Christ is king or something like that,
Oh, yeah.
and Kamala Harris flat out was like, "You're at the wrong rally."
You should go to
Um,
the quieter one down the road.
yeah, I thought that was a great piece of performance from our incoming overlord.
Oh, so you know what Trump did?
What did Trump do?
He had a midnight surprise thingy doodle at some church thingy doodle.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know what JD Vance did?
No.
He also did one and said, yeah, well, you know, Kamala Harris is kicking him out, but yeah, you're all welcome here.
That's fucked up. I love things that are fucked up. Um, people don't understand the level of shit the postal inspectors can rain on you because they're the ones who caught the Unabomber. They are the ones who caught the Unabomber.
Mm.
Well, they didn't really catch him so much as they um what it was the word, or how did I want to phrase this? They didn't so much catch the Unabomber as much as they were like, um, here he is. And to be honest, that's because the Unabomber wanted to be caught. Otherwise, why would you leave an address where you would be at on the packaging for the return address? Because in the United States, it's kind of when you're sending a package, you have like when you're sending a big package, you have to have a return address on the package, especially for their internal stuff. You can't just send something without putting a return address on a package. You can do it on envelopes because envelopes can be anonymous, but like packages cannot be.
Mm.
And I don't
That's where you send
remember
it
the
to a
law
second
why.
target.
What's that?
That's where you put your return address as second target, just in case it doesn't go off the first time.
Oh my
The guy
god.
goes, "Hang on, I don't want this." It goes to another person.
It goes to the auxiliary target. Um,
Mm.
yeah. I don't really have much else to talk about this week, Farty. Um, kind of, kind of a tight show. I'm also really tired. I stayed up all night monitoring fucking internet stability. I had tried to take a nap at like fucking 4 a.m. and I just that wasn't happening. Fair enough, but they can kick your ass through your teeth. They can.
Uh,
They can, Des. So yeah, I don't really have much else to talk about. My brain is shot because I'm exhausted. Um,
oh,
what do you got, Farty?
fuck all.
Fuck all. Are we calling it early then?
Yeah, might as well.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. Hopefully, back on Kick. If not on Kick, uh, Farty, you have the homework of putting up a Rumble if we're gonna do that. Yeah. So we're gonna get the fuck out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us this morning. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Saturday night, wherever you are.
Yeah.
That was your cue, Farty. Okay, well, Farty doesn't have a cue, so we'll see you guys next week.
Oh, I said boobies.
Oh, well, now you did.
Turn your invisible.